November 11th. Do you know why that date's important?
Because of World War I.
Right, it's a Remembrance Day, right?
11th hour of the 11th
Yes,
day of the 11th.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Isn't it like when they like do like the fallen soldiers?
Yes, Remembrance Day.
It's Remembrance Day, right?
9/11?
No, November 11th.
Remembrance Day.
Well, Remembrance Day is 4 days away, and we're here at Yonge and Dundas Square in Toronto. I guess it's now called Sankofa Square. And we wanted to ask people here if they even know the significance of November 11th to begin with. To be quite honest with you, you don't see many poppies in this city these days. Famously, 5 years ago, Don Cherry, on Hockey Night in Canada, his final Hockey Night in Canada appearance, called out immigrants, specifically immigrants, but I think he was really calling out all Canadians, for not wearing a poppy, for enjoying what makes Canada so great, taking in all the benefits of our country, but not wearing a poppy on Remembrance Day and during the Remembrance Day period to show your support for our fallen veterans. As he famously said in this clip.
You people love, you that come here, whatever it is, you love our way of life, you love our milk and honey. At least you could pay a couple of bucks for poppies or something like that.
1 in every 400 or 500 people in this city are wearing a poppy, which is quite depressing. You would think that during the Remembrance Day period, this would be a time when Canadians would all want to be seen wearing a poppy and showing their support, not only for the Legion, but for our fallen veterans. Well, we're here to ask Canadians on the street, 5 years on from those famous Don Cherry comments, whether or not Cherry should have been fired for calling people out for not wearing a poppy. We also want to know, frankly, if people even know what the significance of November 11th even is. Let's see what people have to say.
Back in 2019, Don Cherry famously called people out for not wearing a poppy. What do you think of those comments 5 years on?
Could you remind me of what he said exactly?
He called out people, he specifically called out newcomers to Canada for not wearing a poppy on Remembrance Day, and he took it as insulting for troops. But we want to know what people think now after so long.
I think maybe he should have just understood that sometimes it takes time to assimilate. Maybe, these people who aren't wearing poppies aren't familiar. I mean, I'm not wearing one right now because I haven't gotten one yet. But it's some people, if they're new to the country, they might not know the significance. So I just think we should practice more, empathy for those people. But I understand the willingness to want to respect the troops and our veterans and all that. But I think maybe he should have just taken the time to understand why some people may not have been wearing some.
Do you think Don Cherry was right to call out people for not wearing a poppy on Remembrance Day?
I think so, yeah.
You think he should have been fired for those comments?
Nope. I mean, we owe a lot to our veterans. I think we've seen our freedoms erode a lot in this country, but, because of our current government, and hopefully they'll be ousted soon. But, yeah, absolutely. The veterans who fought World War I, World War II, to give us our freedoms, you gotta look after them.
Do you think he should have been fired?
Honestly, I'm gonna be real, not really.
Yeah.
Because I've been living here my entire life and I'm forgetting. So it's like, what? And we should know, bro. Yeah. Because it's our duty as Canadians, right, to know this sort of stuff. But we just
they're kind of just putting their lives on the line for us to continue having nice lives.
Do you think he should have been fired, or do you think they should have let it go and let him keep his job?
Well, you know what? I was actually an immigrant. I immigrated from Cuba when I was 5 years old. I agree with Don Cherry.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like no matter where you came from, we should still remember the people who passed away in the war.
Do you think he should have been fired for saying what he said?
No.
No?
No, I feel like everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but at the same time, it definitely has to be filtered to where we are, what people are about. So, I don't think so.
I think they should have let it go because some people might not be educated on the topic, so they might have not known that it was Remembrance Day that day, especially for newcomers like immigrants. They wouldn't know maybe. So I don't think he should have gone fired, but yeah.
I mean, it's a probable, it makes sense, but also they should have enough respect to wear the poppy for people that had to risk their lives just to save us, But I feel I feel like they deserve to lose it.
He should have been fired, do you
Yeah.
think?
I think it's maybe him getting fired is a bit unnecessary. There can be a little bit of validity there, being upset. Obviously, the reason why we have this country is because people have sacrificed themselves. At least maybe not something as wearing like a poppy, but we should always remember and appreciate those people because they sacrificed a lot.
Absolutely.
And right now, like obviously the country's not perfect, but we have a lot of great things, and the reason why so many people come here is because Canada is, compared to the rest of the world, is a pretty good country.
We're asking people if they know the significance of November 11th. Do you know why that date's important?
Because of World War I, too.
Right. So, do you think the majority of people in the city know about Remembrance Day and know when it is?
Yes, I do.
What do you make of the number of poppies people are wearing? Do you think the numbers have gone up or down?
I think they've gone up. I've noticed a lot of them. I have one, but it's in my other coat, so I feel bad because I always have it on, and I think it's really important to remember what they fought for us.
And last question I have for you is, do you think that the government should be doing more for veterans right now?
No, I think that they're doing as much as they can.
Do you know why that date's important?
Yeah, Remembrance Day, sure.
Perfect. Yeah. And what do you think? Do you think the majority of people in the city know about that? And
sure, you see people with poppies like walking around and you know.
Do you think more should be done to raise awareness for veterans' causes?
I mean, sure, why not?
Yes, sure. There should be more respect shown to the veterans on the Remembrance Day because Canada has a rich history of fighting in the World War II, and I'm completely aware of that. And we should always pay the respect to all our soldiers and all our youth who sacrificed their lives just to keep the Canadian culture and Canada's flag alive. So definitely I'm completely supporting that, and we should keep this tradition alive almost day after day.
You think more should be done to raise awareness for veterans' causes?
Oh, most definitely. They get the shaft nowadays.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think the government doesn't seem to be doing enough for veterans?
That'd be a good question to ask Trudeau.
You have any ideas, you think, as to why they seem to be neglected?
Well, probably too busy having their own vacations and eating good food and spending our hard-earned money.
Do you think more should be done to raise awareness for Remembrance Day and veterans' causes?
Yeah.
100%. And do you think a lot of people in the city know about Remembrance Day?
Like they know of it, but I don't think they know the importance.
Okay.
Like, all the details on it. Everyone just knows like you wear a poppy. That's about it.
From your observation, do you think that this year, compared to previous years, has been better for poppy wearing and support for the Legion, or what do you think?
No, it's all been. It feels like this year's been less than last year. Yeah, we usually come out as much as we possibly can during the time, but once again, volunteers are slim for this. So boxes in stores is kind of where we get to make it.
And Canadians can find Legion boxes in local stores and be able to donate to the Legion and services?
Yep, so you can definitely donate during this 2-week period for November and the end of October. Most LCBO stores, you'll find them in Tim Hortons stores, sometimes Shoppers Drug Marts. It's kind of where the stores allow us to do it, and but we also have to now be careful because we've had so many in previous times be stolen by people. So it's made it a little harder and people a lot less trusting of the boxes.
For sure. Well, thank you for doing what you're doing. I think it's really important.
Yeah, thank you so much. Also, you can do it online. They've got this new thing. There you go.
Okay, great.
So they can transfer it on, they can donate online about stuff like that.
Great. All right, we'll put this up on the screen. Well, there you have it. Not a lot of poppies out on the streets today in Toronto. It's not Remembrance Day. It's 4 days away, so there's still enough time for people to get their poppies, donate to the Legion, show their support for our veterans. Interesting. Very few people took issue with Don Cherry's comments 5 years after the fact. It was dominating news cycles all over Canada, of course. Everybody had their own opinion on what Don Cherry said, but let me ask you in the comments section, do you think Don Cherry was right to call out immigrants for not showing support for our veterans and the sacrifices they made? Was he right to call out people for not wearing the poppy and coming to our country and reaping all the benefits of living in our country without showing support on the one day that it matters, on Remembrance Day? A lot of people, however, didn't know about Remembrance Day. They know the importance of it. They know why it's valuable. So that should be a positive note to take home. And when it comes to Don Cherry's comments, basically nobody thinks he should be fired. Young and old, they all kind of think those comments were totally fine to make, and perhaps ahead of his time. Remembrance Day is on Monday. Remember to have a moment of silence and be thankful and honor the sacrifice that thousands and thousands of Canadians made so we could live in this country and live the life that we do today. Signing off from Toronto, Harrison Faulkner for True North.